Remember this book? Five on a Treasure Island. If you grew up in the 1980s and 90s, chances are this was your first adventure into the world of mystery and books. I remember sharing copies with my friends, racing to finish the next volume. It was magical. But here's what happened. I gave this to my 10-year-old son, hoping that he would feel the same thrill I once did. But 2 days later, he comes to me, not to talk about treasure or adventure, but to ask, why does the girl George wants to be called George if she's really Georgina? Why is she acting like a boy? Now that question stopped me in my tracks. George or Georgina was always one of the strongest characters in the famous five. She was a tomboy, brave, independent, fiercely opinionated. She hated being treated like a girl, but never once did Enid Blyton frame her as confused or problematic. George was just George. In the 1940s, that was quite radical. And today, we read George through a different lens. Some may call her gender non-conforming. Some may even say that she might be trans if written today. But is that fair to the author or to the era? Now here's the truth. I don't remember ever being confused by George's character. So why did I feel a little concerned when my son asked me about her? Because today, we live in a world of cultural hyper-awareness. Everything, even the books we loved, is suddenly up for re-evaluation. The debates on gender, J.K. Rowling historical representation, it's all so loud and so politicized. So here's what I realized. We are not upset with George. We are upset with the world we are reading her into. We are in a habit now of judging everything through today's lens, be it books, films, or even historical figures. Whether it is the statues being pulled down or bonds being rewritten, there's a growing movement to correct the past as if it was written yesterday. But history doesn't work that way. Culture is layered, languages evolves, and most importantly, context really matters. There's a beautiful case I found where a US judge sentencing the rioters to read books instead of jail. Because sometimes what we hate is what we haven't read right. George's defiance, it taught generation of girls and boys that bravery does not come in gendered packaging. That's a lesson worth keeping, not rewriting. So when my son asked me about George, I did not go into labels. I just said, some girls like doing that, boys do too. And that's okay. George is just being George. No need to panic, no need to politicize, just read, understand, and discuss. This episode is not about George, it's about us and how we are forgetting to read books the way they are meant to be read. With curiosity, not cancellation, with context, not condemnation. So before we rewrite everything to fit our present, maybe we should read it first, deeply, fully, and honestly. If you ever feel confused, outraged, or unsure about how to talk about books from your childhood, this episode is for you. Because fixing your focus starts with reading beyond the headlines.